Welcome to Thrive. Today we have a very special guest, Tienette Koen, the artist. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tienette. So I'm an artist and I teach watercolor workshops, and I also make and design my own products that is specifically for people who wants to paint with watercolor paint. That's what I do.
What drew you to watercolor as a medium?
So watercolor paint is a very easy medium for me, and I enjoy it because it's easy to travel with it. It's a small supplies that you need to take with you, and all you need is a bit of water to be able to paint. So it's not something that smells or stains that you can just carry with you. It's also a very soft medium. It's an easy medium that flows, and I feel like you have a lot more play, so it's not so controlled. There's a lot of flow with it, and it's just easy to play and experiment with it.
Okay. Tell me, did you study to become a painter?
So no, I had art in high school, and I also had art while I was studying as some of my subjects. I studied interior design, and I did that for 8 years when I was in the industry as an interior designer, but I've always had a passion for art. And during the lockdown, I just enjoyed painting more, and it was such a rush time. I was so overworked and overwhelmed, and I needed something fun to do and just to distract me from the day-to-day life. And I got back into my art at that stage, and since then I didn't stop.
So you start your water painting classes after lockdown?
Yes, well, I started just after lockdown. I would say that those first 2 initial months, I started with the workshop. So at that stage, we were still all wearing masks and sitting far from each other, but it basically started during COVID. And I think that's what made it so successful, is because there were so many people who wanted to escape or get out and not just sit at home and work at home. They wanted something to go do. And this was a safe environment or space where you could do it. We still kept with all the rules, and it helped people to get out of the house and do something fun.
That's very interesting. Tell me, do you sell your own paint?
So yes, I make a lot of my own products. I have my own range of metallic watercolor paint. And then I also have my own watercolor paint range, the matte colors, and a few different other products. So most of my products are kits that you can use at home. So it's easy to use, and it is beginner friendly. So it includes everything you need for the product. So for example, one of my biggest sellers is a card set. So inside there are 8 cards, your envelopes, your paint and paintbrush, and on the cards you already get the design. So it makes it easy for you to paint. So there are many different options. I've got postcards, ones that's a bit bigger, that's A6 size, and I've got a book, an A4 book also, that explains everything how you need to paint. It helps you to mix your colors, and it gives you your reference picture and the drawing outline of the flower that you need to paint. So there are many different products, and I make and design them all myself.
Okay, yes, I have experienced your
Yes,
class,
you
and
did.
it was very nice. Although I didn't listen that well, because you told us if you make a brush stroke, you shouldn't paint over it, and I did it.
Yes. So with watercolor paint, it's better to not overwork.
Yeah.
The less you do, the better it looks, and the more you overwork it or fiddle, the worse it gets.
That's true, and if you make a mess up, the best is to start over again. You can't overpaint it like oil paint.
Exactly. You can build to a certain stage, but it's better not to layer and layer. Eventually the paper gets full and it stops absorbing the paint. So rather start over or leave the mistake and embrace the mistake than to try and fix it.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it was such a nice experience in your class. I really enjoyed it, and I must say my daughter-in-law also said that it is not a thing that she's always doing. It was such a nice experience. So yeah, classes is really, really very well presented, and yeah, you do it very, very well. So
Thank you.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now, tell me, did you ever try other mediums like acrylic or oil paints?
Yes, so in my personal time, I enjoy painting and using different mediums. When I initially started doing art in high school, I learned how to do oils and acrylics. We didn't really do a lot of watercolor paint at that stage. So my background, I had a good base to start with oil and acrylic, and from there I started drawing, and I really enjoy pen drawings as well. So what's the nice thing about watercolor paint is you can combine a lot of mediums with watercolor paint. So what I enjoy doing now is using my watercolor paint but mixing it with pens or pencils or ink. So it's a nice medium to, you know, just do something with other mediums. You're not just stuck to watercolor paint. But at the moment, I mainly do that. I'm not really focused on oil and acrylic at the moment, even though I do enjoy it. But it's just easy, and I find that for what I'm doing at the moment, the medium is getting what I want to show.
I understand, yeah. That's very interesting. Do you think that painting offers for people emotional as well as mental upliftment?
Oh, definitely. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I got back into art is because I needed that emotional break, or just to get myself in a better space. It was just before the lockdown and working for 8 years as an interior designer. It was a very busy industry. I worked very hard hours, and I felt that mentally I was exhausted, and I needed something to get me back to where I was, or the person who I wanted to be again. And art was the thing that got me there. And because it helped me so much, I knew that there are so many people out there that needs the same outlets, and they don't know how to get there without buying all these different things and not knowing what to do with it. And by doing it, the workshops now since 2020, I can really see that it makes such a big positive impact on people, not just having fun for that moment, but giving them that emotional support and giving them that break, and not just thinking about the every life problems. Yes.
Okay, yes. And tell me, where do you give your classes?
Where do I teach them?
Yeah.
So I use different venues. So I like using venues that is accessible to everyone. So I do normally a venue that can give either coffees and cakes or food, so they can have snacks in between the painting. And then I do it at different locations. So I have a few venues in Pretoria, and then I also have one in Bryanston. And I used to do it in Bloemfontein and in Edenvale, but it got a lot to be at all the venues. So at the moment, I'm only focusing on my Bryanston and Pretoria workshops.
Are you staying in Pretoria?
Yes, so I live in Pretoria, so it makes it easier to do more workshops in the area than to always travel.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. It is easy, and I mean, Johannesburg is quite easy accessible from Pretoria.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of clients who used to come to the Edenvale or Benoni workshops, who still comes, and then they would travel here. So that's a nice thing about it. They enjoyed the classes so much that they keep on coming back. Yes.
Yeah, and that is one thing, you can't stop learning. It is
Exactly.
every time you learn something more.
Exactly. And
through repetition you get better.
yes, it's like anything in life. The more you practice, the luckier you get.
Yeah, that's true. And tell me something else. Do you have other hobbies?
Related to art, in my own time, I still enjoy just drawing for myself. I stopped selling my artwork. I think the reason for me stop selling my artwork is that I wanted to still have it as a hobby and for fun, and not making artwork to sell. It changes things.
Yeah.
Other than art, I like cycling and I like jogging. So there's a lot of things, we keep ourselves busy. But I think the thing that I'm spending most time at the moment, other than my business and my art, is, I would say, cycling.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yes, it's also important to stay fit, to stay mentally healthy.
Exactly, and I feel for me when we go cycling, not in the street, we go to places. So we go in the bush and we go cycling there, and I feel it gives you the same mental break being out there, just seeing trees and hearing birds. You after an hour's cycling, you just feel refreshed.
Yeah, that's so true. I must say, I always loved running. I ran quite a lot, but at this stage I'm only walking.
Oh, that's also great.
Yeah, and yes, it is important to stay fit.
To stay fit and active, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What we would like from you is if you can give us a venue where you are next.
Okay.
That we can put it on our website.
Okay.
And then at least it will be perhaps an advert for them, and perhaps you can get more people from us.
Okay, so my next big event is the 5th of July.
Yeah.
So July is Watercolour month,
Okay.
which makes it very exciting. So it's a big month. We're going to do a lot of things regarding watercolor paint. So I'm going to be teaching a workshop at the art store called Arkneer.
Yeah.
And we're doing it in partnership with Arkneer and Winsor & Newton. So they're also sponsoring some of the paint, which makes it very exciting. So that is the 5th of July at Arkneer. And we'll be painting a sunset.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
That would be really wonderful. You must please send us the pictures that was done that day, that we can also put it on the website.
I will do that.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much for visiting with us today, Tienette. We really enjoyed your company. And yes, thank you everybody to listening to Thrive. If you like this content, please subscribe, hit the button, and give it to a friend that will benefit from it. Until next time, keep thriving.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
It was lovely meeting you.
Yes,
again.
I agree.